Uh, First off, I'd like to thank the fans, especially in the River End. I thought they were excellent tonight. They were very loud, and you get into the 85th minute, and the guys are fatigued a bit, and you start to hear the "We Want the Cup" chants. I think it pushes them on. So credit to all the fans that came out. I thought it was a great environment. Thought our guys had a real professional performance on the night at home. Again, you guys have heard me ad nauseum about 1-0 games. We haven't come up with a lot of them this year. It's been a frustrating year. We know that. We know the moments where we've come up short as a team, as a coaching staff, as the players as well. But for whatever reason in this competition, we show true grit, determination, and fight, and then also quality in front of goal. Seba's finish is a good one. He's had a heck of a run in this competition. He's might be top goal scorer at this stage in the competition. So came up in a big spot for us. It's good to get the goal late and then just have to hang on for a brief period of time. Because obviously, protecting leads hasn't been our strength this year. So, but it's a night about the positives. Get into a final. Very happy with the group. We talked about it after the Seattle game last year that we had to get back to the final because there was unfinished business. And as cliche as it sounds, it's amazing to get back. And every guy in there can look each other in the eye and be happy and knows what it means to actually, not just talk about it, actually do it. And we did it, and couldn't be prouder for our players because, again, there's been a lot of adversity this year, a lot of different injuries and different things that have gone against us. But to stick together like a group, very proud of them. Played like men tonight.
Questions for Jim?
Jim, were you worried because you guys are really controlling play and have nothing to show for it? How concerned were you?
Always concerned, especially in this building. We've had moments where we create a ton of chances, and it just won't go in for you. The ball bounces off the post, goes across the face of goal. We're there. CJ's there, and he kind of hits it off the outside of the post. The one at the near post with him where he tries to flick it in behind his leg. You just think it might not be your night in terms of getting that goal. And then Seba makes the play. So yeah, there was moments of nerves and feeling like we were in such good control of the game. They were going to come down once because they had some athletes on the field, some real speed, a lot of guys that can run up top. So they were obviously looking to counter us. I thought our guys dealt well with it. In particular, our back four was very strong on the night, and that's 2 zeros in a row. So very happy for the group. But yeah, there is always those moments where in the games where you feel like you're under control, they break once and get a fluky goal, especially in a game of consequence like this, where you lose and you're done. It's one mistake, so it's high pressure. They're big moments, and our guys held up strong.
What would it be for this franchise to finally win something, put up a banner, a cup, something tangible that gives these fans?
It's everything. It's why you play. It's the hardest thing to do in our sport, to lift a trophy with a group of guys. I'm telling you, it's forever. You know what I mean? Again, you can look at each other and. While there'll be roster turnover and things will change for next season, you'll always have that moment. And it's hard to teach the guys that have never won one. But in terms of for the club, for the fans deserve it. The club deserves it. It's time. We're very close last year. Unfortunately, they put up on the MLS website the highlights of the Seattle game and some article that they wrote on us, and I pressed play and watched. The Pedro had a chance when the ball bounced to him, and then Vincent's off the post. I shut it off after that. But we were that close. And again, I believe that things happen for a reason. I don't think we maybe were ready last year, but there's something in this group in here, in this competition, that I think we're ready to take that next step. And come on, Kansas City.
Throughout the year, you've had inconsistency at positions due to injury, form. But it seems like CJ, ever since he came back, has been that man in front. Can you talk about his impact?
Yeah, he's been excellent. You talk to any center back in the league, and I still have some old friends in there, and they hate playing against them. And that's the best compliment you can get. He's a pain in the butt to play against. He can jump out of the building. Holds the ball up. His feet are soft. He makes hard runs at the near post. He's physical. when he goes up for head balls, he has a way of hitting you in clean ways, but he's just a pain in the butt to play against is the best way I can put it. And he's done a great job for us. The amount of balls that he gets to and second balls that are just bouncing around where he preserves possession for us, things that goes unnoticed, but he does a great job that lets us breathe a little bit and catch our breath. So he's been excellent.
Did you guys have a defensive game plan circulating around one single player? It seemed like Ship was pretty quiet for most of the night, but they also have a bunch of the sports up top.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing from a game plan point of view, Kosic and Polster, kind of the two guys that protect in the middle, and Ship and Maloney have the free reign to kind of run all over the place. It makes them hard to deal with because they, Harry will pop up on the left-hand side of the field, the right-hand side, he's everywhere. We did a good job. We talked about it not being a one-man job. It's a communication thing. So I thought BC and Michael LaHood centrally were excellent in clogging the middle. Anytime they got any rhythm going, we were able to get a piece of something and break it up. Obviously, we knew the speed threat Akam possesses. He can really run. I was actually shocked that a couple of our guys ran with him. A couple times Ray Gaddis ran with him, and Michael LaHood kept up with him. But he's a special player. You can't teach the speed that he has. Unfortunate for them, Gilberto goes out a little early. We catch a little bit of a break there, but again, you look to who they bring in, and they bring in quality. So, they had a lot of athletes. We knew that the forwards would look to get in behind. They sat back a little bit and looked to counter us with some long balls, and our guys did a good job of executing and just being hard to play through the whole time. But yeah, the biggest thing was the kind of freedom that Harry gets, and he's a key to their game. He's a great young player. And in these big games like this, I'm sure he learned a lot as well. So he's got a great future ahead of him.
Chicago didn't have too many shots on goal tonight, but that's got to be a big confidence boost for John going 2 games in a row without them scoring.
Yeah, they had 2 shots. They had the one at the near post that John saves, and then the bicycle at the end where he doesn't make great contact. John makes a good save, though. That's the hardest thing about a goalkeeper, especially a young goalkeeper. You have to be tuned in, and when you're called upon, it could be only for one moment, and you have to come up big. And John did. Again, he's a young goalkeeper that's confident right now. He's done great in this run, and I'm very happy for him. There's still 1 game left that he'll want even more. And again, I did start to think about extra time and is it going to go to PKs? And he obviously thrives in that situation. But I'm happy for John. Defensively, we were very good. If you only give up 2 shots on goal, you like your odds, especially at home. And I thought we created a lot on the night too. I thought our offense was good the first half, first 20 minutes, 2 really good chances from inside 12 yards. That on another day maybe we could finish in the games a little easier, but we like to make it tough.
How do you think Barnett played on the wing? He spent a few years here, centrally in Europe or Switzerland as well. It seemed like he's much more comfortable moving inside than he is going towards the truck.
Yeah.
So what do you think moving forward? Do you think he moves back inside?
Yeah, I've talked with Tranquillo a lot about that, and when we wanted to bring him here, it was more as a central player. I thought the game tonight needed something a little different matchup-wise with Palmer out there, a fast, aggressive guy that wants to get forward. Also, we shifted Seba to the right so that Jovan Jones, who's a very, very good young player also, we wanted to prevent him getting forward. So having those two that had Barnetta and Seba having a little higher work rate, we'll call it, than Chaco defensively, was good to have them out there to do the dirty running. But, I also wanted him to have interchange with Chaco, just because I think that can become a very difficult thing for teams to deal with. You can see the amount of times where Palmer doesn't know whether to step into deal with Barnetta, and Fabi would occasionally overlap, and Chaco would make a diagonal run in there. So giving defenders more than one thing to deal with is the goal, and I think Barnetta with his brain and his soccer IQ can kind of do that. So to come inside and make those center backs make decisions and have interchange with Chaco, and even Seba sometimes coming inside. But Barnetta's comfortable on the ball. He's a soccer player. He can play anywhere. And I thought tonight we needed him in a wider spot. He was great and responsive for it. It's a shame that one that he hit got blocked. I think that was would have been interesting to see if that got on goal because he smacked that pretty good. But a good night for him. You have to remember too. He's in his this is his week and a half of preseason basically. He's in. So fitness wise, it's going to come. But for him to get thrown out there 60+ minutes again, he held up well.
Jim, at halftime you guys had so much possession. Do you have to tell them to shoot more? And is Seba a kind of a player in that instance who's willing to take that chance, take that direct goal?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're going to credit that as a goal from outside the box. I think it was right on the line, but we're not a team that scores a lot from outside the box. If you go back even to last year, I think we had 2 goals from outside the box. So, yeah, you do have to find that balance of when to shoot, when to pass. I'm glad, obviously, Seba took the initiative and decided to take a hit there. I thought in the first half we were a little in between, when to shoot, when to pass. Things were getting blocked or deflected. We weren't quick pulling the trigger. You think about even the one late where Chaco Seba plays Chaco in over the top, and he's running at the near post, and it's almost like should I shoot, should I cut this back? And then by then someone slid and blocked it. So yeah, finding that the right decisions again in front of goal is the key. It's very difficult. That's the hardest thing to do is obviously score, but we need to get a little sharper in front of goal. I think tonight we could have had 3 or 4 goals.
Jim, you had some options there in the midfield. You could have played Tranquillo at the 8, maybe put Zach in
Yeah.
there. What made you want to go with Mike and give him this big game?
Yeah, LaHood, if you go back to the Orlando game, for him in his first game to push 75 minutes and do the job he did on Kaká, who's pretty good. He did a good job cutting him out, and him and Brian have a good understanding of each other. I thought that they would want to be a team that would counterattack us. So to have 2 true guys in there that would at least recognize defensively if one was up, or the other would at least be home, was important. Zach, I think, learned a ton in the New York game, and I thought gave a really good, I think it was about 60 minutes again in a real high tempo game where he was the holding guy. But with Michael being healthy, he gives you a little more defense first mindset. And again, I like to be attack minded at home, but I didn't want to mess too much with the good thing that Brian and BC did in getting the shutout. So it was a close decision. And we'll have to look at it again to quick turnaround now and play them again. And Michael will be pretty gassed, I'd imagine, after 2 long games. But Michael was really good tonight, and he asked to come out actually at the. Came over at the 70th minute and asked me to come out, and I said, "You're not coming out." So that was how that went. And then towards the end, I thought about putting Warren in, but again, it's a tough spot to get thrown into. So we wound up going with Michael, and he did a heck of a job to push through 90 minutes.
Just the one sub tonight, was that just a case of you being happy with the group that was out there?
Exactly. Yeah, you nailed it. They played like men. I wanted them to finish the game like men. I asked Chaco, Michael LaHood asked to come out, but I told him he wasn't, and that was my decision, and I would have to live with that. But it's just a game where you didn't want to change a lot because we seemed, I hate saying comfortable, but it seemed comfortable defensively. So, listen, we thought about throwing Fernando up top and bumping CJ out wide, but if you tinker too much, sometimes the best sub is no sub, and I know we've gotten some wrong this year. We've gotten some right, and tonight we got it right, and I thought the guys did a heck of a job. And they're gutsy, man. Again, a lot of guys could have bailed out by now because it's been a heck of a tough season, but the fans stuck with us, and the players rewarded them tonight. Good. All right.